So you kind of have like a different lifestyle and different direction.
And also the tallest infinity pool in Singapore.
Purely for investment, which bedroom type should I be looking at?
Welcome everybody, welcome back to another episode of 3 Stories Podcast. Today what we'll be doing is we'll be focusing on this very special area in Singapore that's not too far from Orchard, not too far from Tiong Bahru, but in a prime area within Singapore. So basically why today we are covering this is that this year a lot of be it buyers or even agents have been asking like, oh, this year which is the area that we should be focusing on? And I've always been telling them, it's not out yet. Hold on. Right now in next month, right?
Yes.
Next month and the coming months, this area will finally be blooming. So
Exciting times.
exactly, if you are a buyer and you don't know about this area, lucky you are watching this podcast lah. So
Hopefully we release it in time for you to watch it.
I'm sure we will. So this area is actually the River Valley Zyon area.
Okay.
Which previously you don't really clump them together, but just nice somehow the land launches, the new developments are coming together at once. So URA has kind of grouped them together in this period of time. For this area, for you guys, what are your thoughts about it? Maybe you can describe to the audience in like just 2 to 3 summary sentences.
谁先？
I can go first.
Okay.
I think this area is usually not a hype about area. I think for the longest time there isn't much development or transformation taking place. Not a lot of news coverage as well. I think people just know this area for like Great World City. At most when the Thomson East Coast line was launched, then they know, oh, there's like an MRT here now. Other than that, I think this is a if you know kind of place lah. Yeah.
Christine?
Okay. So, for me, it's a place that I know. So I know. So I don't live nearby the area. So actually, I personally really like the area because it's a very nice balance between walkable to the Tiong Bahru side. You get the Great World City town from the north, and then if you go towards the other direction, you actually go towards the Robertson Quay. So you kind of have like a different lifestyle at different direction. And if you go downwards, there is more towards like the Chinatown, Tanjong Pagar area. So I feel like, and personally because I like to walk, that place is actually very walkable to many places. I like
Right.
it, yeah.
Okay, sounds like more than 2 to 3 sentences. That's fine, okay. Yeah, so just before we go any deeper, just once again the disclaimer that we want to make, this podcast, this sharing is all for informational purposes. So if you guys, before you make any property decision, do remember to consult your property consultant. Okay, so yes, like what Christine mentioned, this area is actually at the edge of Core Central Region. In fact, some of it crosses into Core Central Region, some of it is in rest of Central Region, RCR and CCR. So it is within the central area of Singapore, but it intersects between CCR and RCR, separated by the Singapore River.
Yeah, and if you want to know more about what the region means and exactly what we are talking about, right, we have a video that we just put a link below over there, and you can watch it. It's a previous video.
Yeah.
Okay.
So where we discussed the CCR versus RCR implication. Okay, so this area, like what Christine mentioned, it's near Great World City. It is intersected by the Singapore River.
Yep.
So towards the north is Great World City, down is the Zyon Road area. And historically, before the government actually sold this land was actually taken back en bloc from the government. And originally, they wanted to do hotels over there. But somehow, they changed their mind. Not only did they change from hotels to residential, they also increased the GFA within some of the sites. So there's kind of different characteristics between the River Valley sites and the Zyon Road sites, but they are just, I would say, 2 minutes apart walking distance,
Yeah.
around there.
So basically just across a bridge.
Correct.
Or across the river.
Yeah, and within those in River Valley, they are actually within District 9. And then across the river, they are actually District 3. So technically, according to URA, even their planning regions are different. One is River Valley, one is Bukit Merah, but somehow they launched it together. So I guess URA do want to kind of transform this area collectively. And for me personally, I feel like I see this as like the more atas lentor. You know how lentor, they have a lot of land launch at once, the government want to
I see,
redevelop
I
the
see.
area. Here it is also what we're seeing similarly, but at a more prime area.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see.
So there is actually Promenade Peak, which is Zyon Road Parcel B. They'll be coming up first. Estimated, I think right now they're saying 19 July. Hopefully, these days developers' timelines,
More flexible.
they see each other and they change accordingly. Then after that, there's River Green.
Yes.
Yeah. Then beyond that, there's also Grand Zyon, which is Zyon Road Parcel A, where it's a bit more interesting. And then there's River Valley Green Parcel B that is won by Guacaland, and then River Valley Green Parcel C that is still not bid yet. So just a little bit about livability in this area lah. Something that is great for both investors and both own stayers is that it is very close to Thomson East Coast Line, like what Silas mentioned.
Yeah.
In fact, it is one of the rare ones that you can walk. It's actually at the doorstep. Yeah. So within 2 minutes to 5 minutes to an MRT station, and then more than that is because those MRT stations are so strategically placed, it is actually just 1 stop or 2 stops away from Orchard, 2 to 3 stops from Ocean Park, and getting to CBD, Shenton Way, it's between 3 to 4 stops, Marina Bay, 4 to 5 stops. And because TEL is actually the newest line,
Yes.
it's also faster. So every 1 stop, they estimate is about 1 minute.
Yeah.
Actually, more than just it being like faster, because it's also the new line, people hardly you rarely use it just yet. So I think it's also the line that it's the
Least crowded.
Yeah, least crowded, correct. Which
Yeah.
is very nice because you always get seats.
Yeah, great. And aircon always working, you don't have to worry like some days
No
unlike other lines. Yeah. So accessibility, connectivity here, great. Nothing to say. Yeah. Then beyond that also, I think a lot of people who live in the CCR region, especially they are worried about, where do I get my groceries? Where do I get my, when I need to eat and all, amenities and
Okay.
all.
Yeah.
And Great World City, actually I feel is damn strong. Like their tenant mix,
Great work.
Great World City.
Oh.
The mall,
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
shopping
the Great World, yeah, they renamed to
Yeah,
Great
they-
World.
Oh, yeah.
The Great World Mall. now.
Tells our
Now
age,
it's
eh?
great.
No, you know our age.
Their age, not mine.
Yeah. So they recently did a revamp renovation and they brought in like basically anything that you need is there. From your coffee, you have your Starbucks.
Oh.
You have your coffee bean. You still have your toast box, your Yakun also.
They got Jaggi.
Yeah,
Yeah.
favorite.
Chagi, Mr. Coconut, Gongcha, Koi, endless options. On top of that, of course, you still have your supermarket, Cold Storage Fresh, media, and your fast food like McDonald's, GYG.
Okay.
Yeah, so all these amenities are within Great World itself. And beyond Great World, the vicinity, because you don't always want to be eating
In the shopping mall.
in a shopping mall.
Yeah.
Maybe you want something a bit more local. And in most places, I would say where it is more prime area, I don't think you can really find accessibility to a hawker center. Yeah. Aside from maybe Newton,
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
thinking
the-
that off my head also.
the gentrified hawker center.
Yeah, but also, yeah lah, okay.
But have you guys been to Zyon Road recently? What are your thoughts about that hawker center?
I recently went, but I think because I went on a Monday, some of the shops were
Closed, right?
Yeah.
Monday usually
on
washing,
Monday.
ah.
Correct. But the char kway teow store at the corner, which is apparently the famous one, still have queue.
I think they have prawn mee there also.
Oh, I heard also it's not bad. Not
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, but I haven't tried.
Yeah, maybe you can go down someday.
Yeah.
I think another thing is also it is at least for the Zyon Road parcel, walking distance to Tiong Bahru.
Yeah, I think that's the
market
more,
also.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's the,
Yeah.
the important.
About 10 to 15 minutes lah, a bit longer than Zyon Road, but it's still within the vicinity.
Yes.
If you want like the morning chi kueh
Yes.
you want what the lor mee still got what else is popular at Tiong Bahru?
Actually, a lot of things.
A lot of thing,
Tiong Bahru bao.
that time we ate, we ate 菜头 Cai Tao Gui. Yeah.
I used to work nearby, so
You seem to always be everywhere that we are talking about. Every episode seems to have some place that you're
correct. No, but I used to work nearby, and Tiong Bahru Market used to be our like lunch place. Yeah, we even like
Right.
So yes, a lot of things there. I mean, not just that. Actually, downstairs is the wet market.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you other than just like FairPrice and NTUC Cold Storage or like whatever you can get from the mall, Tiong Bahru also has like wet market downstairs, so it's a very different option that you have.
True.
Yeah.
I think Newton should be no wet market
May
around.
Not that.
don't have.
Yeah. Then on top of that, I think nearby is like what New Baru, Common Man Roasters.
The more hipster.
Yeah, at the
places,
River Valley Robertson Key area. Yeah.
Okay.
So quite a livable area, I would say.
Yes.
Unlike some of the more prime areas, central areas that we've seen so far. Yeah. So 5 of the land altogether, 4 have been bid already.
Yeah.
3 will be probably launching this year. At least 2 has been more or less will definitely be launching. Out of these 5 pieces of land, beyond just the date that they bought, the price that they bought, the major difference is also the developers, right? So we don't have a lot of information about each of the pieces of land right now, but we do know who the developers are.
Yeah.
So we can at least deep dive a little to understand like the different land, the different developers, how do they fare.
Yeah.
And I believe Christine, you are familiar
Yes.
with the developers.
I will say, yes, I did read up a lot on it lah. So I can share a little bit more on developers. So mainly the few developers that we will see at this area is All Green. They will be in charge of the Promenade Peak, correct. And then we also have Wing Thai Asia, which will be in charge of River Green. We have Waco Land Limited that will be in charge of Parcel B. And then we have CDL and Mitsui Fudosan working together for the Zyon Road Parcel A.
Yeah.
So we will kind of deep dive a little bit to understand the developers. So we start with the first one that is probably coming up very soon, which is Promenade Peak. In short form, a lot of people are calling it PP63 because it's going to be 63 floors.
Yeah.
So short form PP63. So anyway, the developer is by All Green. So just something interesting is All Green is actually the developer that owns Great World. The developer that also revamped from Great World City to Great World. Yeah, so quite interesting. They also have like the BCA green marks and stuff like that. Some current project that they have been doing that is a bit more noticeable is Pasir Ris 8.
The
Yeah.
latest project.
Yeah, one of the latest one lah. So because some people will be like, oh, 没有什么听过. So this is to just give the concept. I think something interesting that I found out, right? So if you look at All Green logo, there's nothing in green. It's a swan. Yeah. So why? It's because it's a crane. I mean.
Yeah.
So because it's by the founder, Robert Kwok. Yes. So the design is based on his herb, which is a crane. So very interesting because All Green. I was like, this logo got nothing green and red somehow. So quite interesting. So this is a billionaire that owns the group.
From China? Or Chinese culture lah.
Yeah, Chinese culture, yes. Yeah, so Robert Kwok's group, All Green. So what I did was actually when we look at the different developers, right? It's very hard for us to identify how they are doing. So what we did was to actually pull out 3 latest projects they have done, and then look at their past 5 years records to see how the developments are doing. So for All Green, the 3 developments that we looked at was River Sales, the Sorrento, and also Sky Suites and Anson. So if we look at our analysis over here, you can see that actually for Sky Suites and Anson as compared to River Sales and the Sorrento, Sky Suites and Anson actually did a little bit of
Deep.
Correct, as compared to the other 2 projects. I think generally Sky Suites, because it is actually located, you all know where it is located?
Tanjong Pagar.
Anson Road.
Yeah. Correct. So
Pagar.
correct. So basically I think because of the location itself, it's very hard to really pinpoint like full-fledged say like, oh, the development's not great lah. Yeah, maybe it might be a location thing. Then,
So what you're trying to just say that the projects don't do very well. Like, it's not about the developers issue lah. Generally.
generally,
Might not be lah, might not.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So then, if we look at something that's a bit more on mass market, yeah. So like Riviere sales over here for a 99-year project at Serangoon Crescent, Upper Serangoon Crescent, with 928 units, actually did very well lah.
35% in the past 5 years. Okay.
Correct.
Not too bad.
And
About 7% growth.
yeah.
Not bad.
So if you were to look at the volume as well, the Sorrento kind of also did a bit of an increase, but it's actually a freehold property.
Yep.
Yeah, so with the volume, you can see that actually because there's not much unit there, and also transaction that actually have to push out the price lah.
Yeah. So,
So-
for all green, only Riviere sales did relatively well lah. So I would say Sky Suites and then Sorrento, never lose money, but the performance not great.
Yeah,
It's
but
a small development issue.
freehold must hold longer to see the value.
Okay.
Okay.
How
Yeah,
about
so
next?
that's more for all green. Next we will go into Wing Tai Asia, which is the developer for River Green. Okay, so for Wing Tai Asia, something very interesting that I found out was that it actually began in 1955 as a Hong Kong garment
Oh, interesting.
manufacturer producing jeans.
Garment.
Jeans.
Garment.
Garment.
Garment. So they actually produce jeans. Their focus was on that first. Only in 1978 then they transit into property.
Earn enough money already. Time to buy some real estate.
start to become developer, correct? So if you look at their portfolio in their website, right, they actually not only have resi commercial, they also focus on hospitality as well as the retail portion, which is quite interesting. Yeah. So they're quite like a lifestyle player lah, cause they also have like fashion labels like G2000, Uniqlo under them as well. Yeah.
And last time Top Man Top Shop also lah. Under then, but
Wow.
then
Like a developer
left the
that-
market.
Yeah. Developer that does fashion. Okay.
Cool.
So something more current that they have done, the Lake Garden Residences, which is now still ongoing.
Still building.
Still building.
Still building and still selling lah.
Yeah. And then the M at Middle Road,
Okay.
yeah, it's also by them as well.
Recently TOP-ish.
Correct. So so for Wing Tai Asia's comparison, I took the Garden Residences, which is at Serangoon North, and then the Tembusu, not the Tembusu brand, the Tembusu at Kovan and the Crest. So if you look at the data for the past 5 years, you can actually see that the Garden Residences and also the Tembusu have made have made growth lah.
Yeah. How come the Crest never grow?
Okay, so the Crest is actually at Prince Charles Crescent. So that area is actually nearby Red Hill.
Hill, ah.
Correct. So and that place generally is a very good location. Further down you have all your $1 million flats lah. So if you were to look at the Crest, how come it actually make a slight dip? Kind of dive in a little deeper into the unique layout there. So Wing Tai, because they does fashion, right? They also have this thing on working on interesting designs for building.
Okay.
Yeah. So for the Crest itself, they actually won an award for that development. But if you were to
At what cost? I think one thing we notice is that a lot of developments that are
Iconic.
award-winning in the iconic aspect
Yeah.
typically don't.
I won in my head.
Technically, from the developer standpoint, they won lah because they sell already mah.
Correct. They
Yeah,
want. But
it's
from a
just
consumer's
the-
standpoint, you will feel good about it lah. You
They
get
make a name lah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You will also make a name for yourself if you buy.
So very iconic. I would
Yeah.
say,
Your
the
friends will
Crest.
know you as quite iconic also if they know the market well.
Yeah.
So for the Crest, if you look at the unit layout, it's irregular shape lah.
Wow, it's very jialat eh.
So that's
I mean, it's
probably why.
okay. It's just that, wow, you see the dining and. Oh, I don't know how to describe this area. The dining is super interesting.
It's unique.
It's unique. It's
One of
super
a kind. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, but generally, if we talk about more squarish usual layout. The other development, the other two development, they actually did quite well lah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not as great as River Sales lah, but
Correct.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess pros and cons.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, then we're gonna move on next to CDL and Mitsu Photosun. Focusing more on CDL lah, because it's like the bigger brand. And I think it's a brand that everybody is very familiar with. Like if you hear, are you? So if you hear CDL, you'll be like, oh yeah. You might not know what developments they have done, but you'll be like, oh yeah, I kind of heard of this developer before.
Knowing CDL is like knowing who DBS.
Yeah. They are the big players. Yeah. So for CDL, just
recently got a bit drama.
yeah, the drama mama. So what happened? What happened was they kind of had this father and son dispute. Do you all know?
Yeah,
Okay.
recently this year.
Correct. Yeah. So there was the whole entire hoo-ha about like them going to lawsuit and things like that, which
That's it.
kind of affects like all the
Family dramas
Yeah.
that we won't experience.
The
You don't know. Rich people's problem.
correct.
only drama I have is we decide what to eat for dinner.
Yeah. So which is also why recently I think it's on the news that they recently sold the South Beach.
Yeah.
South Beach, so that they can like reduce that and then rebuild confidence lah. I mean, with the rest of the board.
Yeah.
So CDL, you wanna talk about current projects? There's actually a lot. So like your Union Square, things that you definitely have heard of. Last year, the one that made into the news, Norwood Grand. Yeah.
That's quite good.
Correct. Tempusu Grand and stuff like that lah. So they do have a lot of products. And for the 5-year comparison, we actually looked at Whistler Grand at West Coast area, the Tapestry at Tampines, and also Forestwood at the Serangoon area.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can see that past 5 years, these 3 developments have actually made growth, and they are all relatively on par at a 20+% growth.
But I feel I want to add also, I think all these make good growth, not just solely based on the developer lah. I think the nature of the project and the location, things like bigger land size, heartland area, generally tend to be more easier in terms of the performance wise,
Correct.
and not with the
Yeah.
funny layouts lah.
But I also think it goes back to the type of land that the developers bid for also.
Correct.
Yeah, lor, which is their experience.
Yeah, with
lah.
CDL they got so much money, all the good land they are able to.
The
Fight.
big land, yeah.
Yeah. So
I think generally when I look at CDL products, I do kind of like them as well, because of the finishing the theme of the developments, like certain,
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll do a kind of like a comparison later, but then let's go to our last developer for now first. We'll go to Guaco Land Limited. So for a lot of you, if you guys don't know, Guaco Land, they are the one that actually built Singapore's tallest tower.
currently,
Currently, for now.
Currently, standing at 290 meters. Yeah, so this is the tallest, and also the top portion is actually Warwick Residences. Yeah, so this is actually done by Guaco Land.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Tanjong Pagar area lah. Basically,
Yes.
if you see the tallest building, got this blue and red
Logo.
logo.
yeah,
That one is Guaco.
actually it's just sitting right on top of Tanjong Pagar MRT station.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think something interesting that I found out about Guaco Land is that the CEO is actually a former URA planner. Yeah. So in a way, you have somebody guiding you, somebody who has been working with, our public, what's the word for it?
Planning.
Yeah, planning, for
Okay.
the growth of Singapore. He kind of can see where Singapore's like align that with vision, correct? With the company lah.
Okay,
So
does that reflect to price performance?
okay. So we looked at 3 products from them, which is Martin Modern. This will be quite similar to the area we're looking at, which is River Valley. Then also Sims Urban Oasis and also Leiden Residence. something interesting to know that Leiden residence here is freehold lah. Yeah, the rest are 99 years. Generally, if you look at the unit numbers, like how CDL is usually are on a
Bigger size.
scale. Yeah, so Guapo Lands one are also
Too small, they don't want to do it.
correct. They do have a nice size to it. So if you look at the growth for past the past 5 years, you can see that actually for Sims Urban Oasis and also Leiden residents, they have been making quite a steady growth, just like CDL at 20+%. Even for Martin Modern, they actually made a growth, but it's on a slower
Yeah. And
lower
I think later
percentage lah.
Silas will deep dive because Martin Modern is actually within the vicinity of our area. So
Correct.
why did it do like this? Is it good enough? Let's talk about that later.
Yes. So generally, if you look at these 4 developers, you can kind of safe to say that All Green, Ding 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 versus Wing Tai, because both of them are actually launching there about the same period of time. And in a way, they are they're not as well known in that sense lah, not as heard of. Yeah.
Don't have as many projects
Correct,
as
correct.
CDL and Guapo. So
Yeah. So generally, what's gonna happen is for All Green, which is Promenade Peak's developer, later Jason will share a little bit more about them. But for them, they are playing a lot more with the having lifestyle, having the Great Wall in front of them, but at the same time walking to like Tiong area. And Wing Tai kind of bouncing, Wing Tai for River Green, they're playing kind of with the quantum there. So I think both developers are going in very different direction. So let's see which one will work. Yeah. And of course, if you want to compare, you cannot compare these two with the other two lah. Because the other two, they're both actually very well known. Both Singapore listed with like solid track records. Yeah. So generally, why they are so well known is because they're also very active in the government land sale. They always say, oh, this bit. Yeah. So they do have a lot of products. I think because they are so well known, I'm quite excited to see their product when it comes out lah. Yeah.
okay. So at the overall level, CDL and Guapo slightly higher than Wing Tai and All Green lah. That's what you say.
Probably for me a little bit more.
Okay. So, developers aside, I think we've seen price performance. Even the smaller developers, they could also be having projects that have a lot of growth also, like with River Sales. In fact, I think out of all the examples, River Sales was the fastest growing in the past 5
Yes,
years.
out of all the comparison, River Sale is the one with 30+%.
Yep. So there's a lot of different information about each of the parcels, each of the land. I think we have a summary slide that we quickly flash over here. If you want the full PDF version, just reach out to us and we'll send it over to you.
Enjoying the video so far?
Let him know by liking this video, sharing with your friends, and
Subscribing to our channel. Okay, let's go back to the video.
Just to give context, Promenade Peak, River Green, even the River Valley Parcel C, these are all pure residential. Okay, with Zyon Road Parcel A, which is Grand Zyon, and River Valley Parcel B, they are actually a little of a mixed development. With Parcel A, in fact, there is first story commercial, and there's also this something called long-term service apartment, long stay service apartment, SA2 essentially, where they changed the ruling of service apartment. Instead of minimum 7 days, you need to have 3 months. So a bit like condo.
Oh,
itself.
yeah. A bit like condo.
Yeah. So then River Valley Parcel B is closer to the riverfront. There will also be first story commercial. So I guess members of the public will likely have access to some shops around there as well. So probably eateries. Yeah. Then with it, they also have different purchase price and therefore could translate into different launch prices. Of course, as of today, launch prices have not been made known yet. If you're familiar with the launch process, you know that developers tend to release the prices slightly later, closer towards the launch date. Yeah. But of course, there is a little bit of numbers involved, so you can have a rough estimate. Yeah. All in all, Parcel B is a bit more expensive when they bought it as compared to the other land. Yeah. So maybe let's deep dive into what information we have right now, which is basically only Promenade Peak and River Green lah. Yeah. So Promenade Peak itself, they will have 596 units. They are estimated to TOP around 2029. Land size is about 9,285.9 square meters. Car park lots still to be advised. I think main contractor Overhyped is also not too bad, quite reputable. Something that Christine mentioned earlier is that they have 63 stories. And on top of that 63 stories, they have a sky roof. So in terms of
MBS.
yes, facilities wise, they are touting that they have the tallest
Residential.
in tower and also the tallest infinity pool in Singapore. So if you're staying in Promenade Peak, you're equivalent to staying in MBS having the access to the infinity pool. People take photo below MBS, you take photo below PP63. Quite cool lah, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah. So besides that, they do have the standard 50-meter LED pool. Because of URA's recommendation also, in between the blocks, in between the levels, they also have some facilities. So level 22, they have working pods, leisure lounge, relaxation gardens. Level 43, they have the gym, boxing arena.
They have a pickleball court.
Correct.
Wow. How does the bowling lawn look like, man?
Honestly, people won't use one. It's gonna be one of
It's
those.
just a fake grass kind
Yeah, correct. Fake grass, then the bowling. Yeah, it's
At
not.
least the pickleball court will use lah.
Yeah.
But
It's,
I think it's better than those yoga lawn. Sunday, you know,
I
or
think
stargazing.
it's gonna be like some condos they have mini golf.
Correct lor. Yeah, but then this is just bowling.
5 years later, they fill up the hole, that kind. Yeah.
Complex corner.
Yeah, but of course lah, they need to sell lah, so they need to have more facilities.
Also, they don't have tennis court, but they change it to pickleball court.
Yeah.
Smaller.
So a bit smaller, their land
But,
size.
I mean, I guess pickleball is a
In trend is in trend.
yeah, it's a
Trend.
trend.
So unless you're a pickleball player as well, right?
I don't dare to say that so loud.
Anybody wants to challenge Silas, feel free to leave in the comments. Not challenge, play with him, play with
Play
him.
anything must
Chill one.
Yeah.
Oh, cheers.
Competitive, yeah.
Yeah. Then at the roof level, there's the infinity pool, function room, and lounges also.
But then don't need to go MBS already.
Yeah, don't need to go MBS.
Own a unit here and you have your own MBS.
Yeah. And because of how tall it is, so for context, all the other resi buildings
are
in River Valley area up to 30 over stories. So you are almost double.
It's quite scary, stay so high.
Very crazy.
It's quite
Very
scary.
crazy.
But okay, we go to the unit mix.
Yeah.
So who are the people that can stay so high? Those that can afford the 3-bedroom.
Those who have the money to stay so high.
And they also have 2 penthouses. Yeah. So penthouse
Wow.
at level 63 is gonna be
4,000?
4,128 square feet. So
Wow.
if any of you out there can afford this,
But actually, I always want to put it out there. Actually, the penthouse at 4,000 plus, right, is not big compared to some other don't say landed, some other condo developments that have launched where their penthouses are at like 6,000 square feet and up. There's like 11,000 square feet. If I'm not wrong, at Newport it's like 11 or 12,000 square feet or something.
Those
like
are
that.
the ultra.
Ultra, yeah. So actually 4,000 for a penthouse, 2 units right
small
on top.
for Silas.
Not say very big in comparison to other
You all want to
products.
flame him, not us.
In
ah.
comparison to other products.
Yeah,
Okay.
and a lot of in the Orchard area, there's a lot of large floor plate developments. also.
Yeah,
I mean,
correct.
I get what Silas is saying because generally this is our concept that this 4,000 is very big, but for people of another tier, you know, for them this is normal
Yeah.
or even small.
So just as another context is that these projects are GFA harmonized.
Yeah.
So maybe in the other projects,
2,000
their
plus,
penthouse, they also have your AC ledge,
AC ledges.
your planter box.
This
all
is a single plate penthouse. It's not duplex, right? It's single.
So
or-
currently they are saying that not a lot of information is out, but they are saying it's level 63. So usually, chances are it is single plate, but we don't have the full information.
Because some
now.
they put like, for example, they put level 63, then it's just like level 63, then there's no level 64 that you can. So it depends, I guess.
Yeah.
But highly likely lah. Usually.
Let's wait and see lah.
Yeah, wait and see.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for they also have 1 bedroom plus study. So the whole unit mix is 1 bedroom plus study, 2 bedroom, 3, 4, 5, and a penthouse. So the 1 plus study they start at 527 square feet. So still quite decent
Nice,
size.
yeah, good size.
Yeah,
Good
quite
size.
decent size. Level 2 to 42 lah. So the 1 plus study cannot go so high.
Yep.
2 bedroom also 646 square feet to 796 square feet. Also level
Normal.
2 to 42. It's the 3 bedroom onwards that you can go up to.
Floor plan, we don't know this 2-bedder is 2 bed, 1 bath, 2 bed, 2 bath or what?
We don't have.
Okay.
Yeah, but given what All Green is trying to do, it seems like they are trying to create spaces that is a bit more not so tight lah,
Yeah,
a bit
feels
more
like it,
livable.
Yes.
Yeah. So chances are a lot of projects these days they scrape the 2 bed 1 bath for the better ones.
Yeah.
So hopefully this 646 can be 2 bed 2 bath lah,
Yeah.
because that's what some developers in post GFA harmonized they have fit 2 bed 2 bath in 646.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the full unit mix. I've covered like the key thing is they are talking about the peak. Promenade Peak is all about the height. And so you will be over towering all the other developments in the area. Aside from towards the south, Parcel A lah. So Parcel A will probably be of same height. Yeah. So that is Promenade Peak. What do we know so far about River Green? So River Green, District 9, River Valley. Expected TOP right now is about 2030. So something interesting is previously when they got the land, it was estimated that maybe they can build like 300-400 units. But they managed to squeeze 524 units here. Ranging from 1 bedroom to 4 bedrooms. What the developers here did is they squeezed the size smaller.
Yeah.
So just now, 1 plus study is 527. Here the 1 bedroom is 420. 1 plus study 452, and the 2 bedroom is 527.
In an
Ah.
attempt to keep the quantum small
No,
lah.
yeah.
Yeah, you look at the 4 bedroom.
So 2 premium 603, 2 plus study 657. 3 bedroom ranges from 786 to 883, all very small. But I think what surprises me most is the 4 bedroom. 4 bedroom under 1,000 square feet.
Yeah, I mean, but again, this is also GFA harmonized.
GFA harmonized. So 980 square feet.
Cannot imagine it's gonna be like what? An open concept kitchen. Kitchen is gonna be tiny, I think.
Kitchen will be small.
And like, if you are still trying to fit
Yeah.
queen, king, because if you do the math, right, 4-bedder, if all the common bedroom, let's say, is like 8.5, 17, then after that, another 8.5 is about 25, then plus the 11 square meter, 30 plus, then you count,
I know the figure.
your total livable area is probably around 400 to 500 square feet.
You really mathing or you just like any other?
No, I'm mathing. So it's very 夸张 lower total livable area correct? If you take all the room size just as small as it can be
Yeah.
to fit queen and fit
Yeah.
king size lah. Wow.
So chances are maybe one of the bedrooms might be less than queen size. But
Wow.
recent developments, 3 bedroom, they have fit up to 850 lah. So 130 more. Not impossible, but
Yeah.
not luxury lah, for sure. It's not gonna be a
They-
very
Yeah,
spacious.
they play with functionality.
So pros and cons, I would say the cons definitely is the size. But
Yes.
on the flip side, it could actually translate into a rare opportunity to get into River Valley at a more affordable
Lower
quantum.
quantum or
Yeah. So later we'll talk about, I think I'll leave it to Silas to compare whether this actually is an opportunity or not so great. But facilities wise, somehow here it is not a very squarish land lot lah. It is about let's see it is about 9,000 over square feet as well, square meter, same as the Promenade Peak land. But they do have tennis court.
interesting.
So unlike Promenade Peak where they build upwards, River Green have a single block, but they have their facilities towards the end. So there's the clubhouse, there is tennis court, 50-meter lap pool, jacuzzi, gym, and co-working space also.
It's really more. I think they're really trying to become more intentional in making this place more family friendly, more livable. Because traditionally, I think in this kind of area, the core region or this kind of location, right, the condos are generally try to build as high as possible, minimal facilities, squeeze as many units in, and it's quite difficult to find a development with tennis court in like Orchard River Valley condo.
So here also they have a stargaze deck. So not as high, up to 36 stories. So they do say that there's a 360 degrees panoramic view with sky loft and bar facilities.
Actually, if you reach the top, it's confirm it's 360 on ma.
So unblocked lah, unblocked.
Oh.
They never just reach the top in one direction.
Let's try to debunk all the developer marketing gimmick.
Yeah. So it does mean that you can see all the way to Orchard, towards Outram, towards maybe Fort Canning, that side.
Yeah.
If it's really true 360 degrees lah.
Yeah, but I mean, if you compare Promenade Peak and River Green, right? If you look at the parcel just now, like we show the map, right?
Yeah.
The Promenade Peak parcel is a very nice, squarish kind of like roundish plot of land. But for River Green, they actually, if you go and look at it, it's a very odd shape. But they still managed to put all this in, which is quite amazing.
Yeah, so especially the tennis court lah.
Yeah, so
Quite nice.
kudos to them lah.
Yep, okay.
Wing Tai Asia.
So just a summary of unit mix, summary of the facilities. Once again, if you want the full list, just reach out to us to get a PDF. Yeah. So we talked so much about these developments. Silas.
Yep.
From a
You
price
need to
perspective for investors, especially for those who are concerned about their price performance, how does the location fare in terms of the nearby properties?
Alright, let's go into the main purpose of today's video. Okay, so location-wise, right? Nearby properties, there are a lot, but there are not a lot of very new properties. So as mentioned just now, is that this area is a little bit underdeveloped in recent years per se. So what we did was we actually tried to compare the recent developments. What I did was I actually have 5 objectives that I wanted to accomplish when I look from, let's say, and if I'm a buyer today, what would be my concern? So my first objective is, firstly, is there a strong capital appreciation in this area? Secondly, I want to know if the rental is strong enough to cover whatever monthly costs that I can cover, be it monthly installment, maintenance fee, etc. And number 3, being in a predominantly freehold area in this District 9 or whatsoever, right? Is 99-year leasehold something that affect,
Buy or not?
yeah, would affect, or are people still very fixated on the freehold status?
Yeah.
And number 4, if I'm an investor today, I'm not purchasing for own stay, purely for investment, which bedroom type should I be looking at? Should I be looking at a 1-bedder where it's minimal outlay? Do I still get back the right or the justified ROI that I'm looking for? Or should I go bigger, as big as possible? Like what I think a lot of people advocate, go as big as possible. But is that the right strategy? And lastly, what are the good attributes in terms of project? So we've looked at area, but within an area itself, like what Christine has covered, right? It doesn't mean that you are in a certain area means you will perform well. So what I did was I pulled out some 99-year comparison of most recent projects, namely Martin Modern, Riviere, and Irwell Hill residences, which TOP in the last 5 years lah. There is also Avenir that TOP as well, but Avenir is freehold, so I don't think that is a fair comparison. Like what Christine mentioned as well, freehold, you pay the premium, you wait a little bit longer. Okay, so we'll just flash the unit mix and the breakdown. Okay, so to go into detail, first up, I want to look at Martin Modern, and then from there we can have a very good sense of the objectives that I'm trying to accomplish lah. So Martin Modern TOP 2021, profitable transaction 72 is actually not bad. Like it's really not bad in this area. Unprofitable transactions, there are 11. So I went to dive deeper to see why are they profitable and why are not profitable. Actually, it all boils down to the price point of entry. So if we look just on the 2-bedroom surface, right? Okay, the entry price. So I want everybody to also kind of remember this saying lah. I've heard this before, where revenue is revenue is vanity, profit is sanity. Okay, but there's another line in property that I feel that everybody should know is that the annualized percentage is the true reality. Because that is the not bad.
你要讲多一次的，慢慢。
Okay, let's 讲多一次, okay?
Flash the code up here.
Revenue is vanity, profit is sanity, but annualized percentage is reality. Okay, because that is the opportunity cost. Okay?
Yeah.
So whenever I look at a performance of a project, right, I'll always sort by annualized profit because that is the real thing that makes sense. And you will notice that people who enter at a lower price point of PSF are the ones who make the most in terms of the annualized profit. So at the end of the day, it really boils down to the entry price that you're going for. And also to note, some could have entered earlier, for example, at the day of launch at 2017.
Yeah.
Versus some who have entered 2019. But because of this price point that they enter at, the annualized profit is around the same. So it also kind of debunks some myths of, oh, you must buy on launch day, buy on balloting day. Because we have seen people who enter at balloting day and waive $300-400 per square foot than like the neighbor one, just because you are there at the balloting day, there's a lot of emotion, you just want to get a unit and move on. So it's very important to approach with clarity lah.
Did the developers reduce price for Martin Modern?
Over time.
Yeah, there's a drop or not?
I don't think it's the developer reduce price. I think people, they just chose to buy like, okay, for example, like you look at a high-rise building, right? Of course, the loading of, there's only one tower, the loading has to go by floor level.
Correct.
If day one you go in at level 62 or level 63, for example, your PSF is highly likely going to be the highest in the entire development. Versus, let's say 2 years down the road, somebody buy level 5. Doesn't sound exciting, it's not sexy to own Promenade Peak at level 5, right? Your unit number 0502. But in terms of the price point that you are entering at, if developer don't increase price at all throughout the entire period, means they keep it at this way, right? You are actually entering at a much attractive price point than your neighbors. Okay, so I don't want to bore everybody too much. I dive into the 2-bedroom performance, 3-bedroom performance, as well as the 4-bedroom performance for Martin Modern. I did for the same for Riviere and Irwell also. The result is quite consistent.
Martin Modern, Guapo Land.
Guapo Land, exactly. Okay, so to my surprise, because I used to think data has to make sense. I would think that the bigger bedroom, like 4-bedroom, etc. So to note, Martin Modern only has 2 to 4 bedder. The 3-bedroom actually performed the best with an annualized highest at 7.44. All the way down, you can see 6 point something, 5 point something, 4 point something. And for a CCR project, I think this is quite fantastic. And it's also 99 years leasehold. So earlier on, we flashed the performance of Martin Modern from Christine.
5 years.
Yeah, the past 5 years. Doesn't look great.
Yes.
But of course, it's a mixture of the 2, 3, and 4 bedder combined. Yeah. So in this area, I did the same for Irwell and Riviere. The results are the same. The 3-bedder do perform better than the smaller ones, as well as the bigger 4-bedder. I think, so what I want to understand is also why the 4-bedder don't perform as well as the 3-bedder lah. So I went to rewind again. So let's go back in time, back in 2017. Okay, so back in 2017, okay, before I touch on the 4-bedder, right? People would think, if at 2017, should I choose to buy Martin Modern, or can I buy something else of a resale property that is just right beside, and what would the growth be? Okay, so I went to take a little bit from 2017 until today. Growth rate for Martin Modern is at about 21.96, so about 22%. And the Starlight Suite, which is a freehold product right beside, actually only grew by 11%.
Yeah.
So that was me trying to decipher if, I rewind back, I'm a buyer, 2017, should I take my risk on a 99-year project that is new, or should I just go for the safer option of a freehold that is just right beside? Okay, so I think this data shows that inherently freehold premium doesn't really translate to better growth per se
In a shorter time period.
in a short time period of
I think also another thing to disclaimer about is that, of course, this price performance doesn't consider into the fact about resale, you can rent it out, or
Of course.
new launch, you got progressive payment.
Correct.
So it's just from a price.
purely capital appreciation.
Yeah.
Okay. So again, I want to rewind back also. If I am an investor back in 2017, right? I want to know if my project when it TOP, if I don't want to stay I want to rent it out. Okay, can it cover costs? Okay, so back in 2017, I deep dive into the 2-bedder, 3-bedder, and 4-bedder average price point, and I look at today's average rental rate for the past 1 year. Just breaking down the sum, don't want to bore too much, flash the image, okay? If at that point in time, you buy a 2-bedder at about 1.9 mil, your monthly installment today will be about 6.4k, which actually the average of 6.7k rental can cover plus a little bit more to help you cushion the maintenance fee. So actually not bad. Yeah. Same goes for the 3-bedder, right? You look at the 3-bedder, the gross rental yield is even more impressive at 4.7%. So rewind back 3-bedder, at that point in time, you can buy for 2.4 mil. Today, 3-bedder, you buy Parktown Residences 3-bedroom premium. But back in those days, you can buy multi-modern, also 99 year. Okay? But what I think caused the 4-bedder to not perform so well is this significant price jump from 2.4 mil to 4.8 mil average.
Wow, that's all about
For
double.
one extra bedroom. Of course, it comes with better things private leave and whatnot. But you are jumping by an additional 2 times pricing. Yeah. So if I'm an investor today, I think being price sensitive, which I see what River Green is trying to do with a 980 square feet 4-bedder, I think it boils down to the fundamentals of like when you buy a 2-bedder, what should you be looking at? 3-bedder, what are the characteristics? So on and so forth
Yeah. So I think just as context, in terms of multi-modern wise, the 3-bedroom to 4-bedroom, to add one more bedroom, you need 100% of
Yeah, 2.4 mil extra.
2.4 mil to buy one extra bedroom.
Might as well you buy another house, right?
Buy another
You can get an ABSD, buy another 1 bedroom.
Yeah. So maybe in River Green you pay like 300,000,
Exactly,
400,000
exactly,
for more.
exactly.
So this 1 bedroom very expensive.
That's why, that's why, correct, yeah. So, same thing for Riviere also did the research. Don't want to go into too much details.
Yeah. For more info, for
just
deep
contact
dive,
us.
just contact us. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, boys, so I want to also know, right? Based on these 3 and also those who don't perform so well, like Starlight Suites, etc., right? What is these key characteristics that buyers are actually looking for when they come into this area? So we concluded that freehold is not a major factor that buyers are actually looking for. So I look into the land size itself. So firstly, layout analysis wise, all of them are the newer era one. So efficiency are there rather than you go back to
Bed
like
windows,
the 2018
Cluster, yeah.
prior, you start to get like weird like single bed, like common bedrooms, that kind. And also out of these 3 developments, right, actually Riviere is the one that didn't perform as well compared to Irwell and Martin. Actually Martin actually performed not bad.
This is also Guaculand versus CDL.
Yes, Irwell is CL, correct.
Yes.
Riviere is Fraser.
Fraser.
Yes.
Okay, so looking into the site plan itself, we can see that facilities wise, actually Martin Modern and Irwell Hill has like facilities that are more family friendly. So in terms of tenant mix today, for example, if I'm a tenant and I want to use facilities, right, I'm naturally, if I'm going to pay the same amount for rental, might as well I choose one that gives me better returns, because maintenance fee not I pay
Yeah.
I just go in and enjoy the facilities.
Yeah.
And I think in our subsequent episode where we discussed the 2025 URA master plan, right, it very aligns with what the government is trying to do to make the downtown, the core central region, whatnot, right, more livable, the eat, play, work, live kind of aspect. And Martin Modern, I think, is really the first of the era to take the step of risk to incorporate a bigger land size for families to make it more desirable, and we do see it paying off, whereby like in Riviere, the facilities are a little bit more limited, and then there's also like the service apartment aspect lah.
So
A bit a bit similar to our
Yeah, and
Parcel A.
Riviere is the only one without tennis court as well. Right?
Yes.
Is there a correlation?
But yeah lah. So we and it's again, you see, Martin modern land size at 15,000, close to 16,000 square meter, has 450 units. Riviere at 13,000 square meter has 455 units. This is also quite similar to what we are comparing for the newer one that are coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah, whereby smaller land size yielding more units lah. So just yeah. So in summary, 3 bedrooms perform the best in this area so far. Rental is strong also. There's a good pool of demand. And 99-year freehold doesn't really matter for buyers. And land size and facilities do matter.
Yeah. I think land size facilities, it really reflects back to why people go into that area. It is a premium,
Correct.
but it's a lifestyle premium.
Exactly.
Yeah. If you are someone who wants as affordable as possible, you won't go into River Valley.
Exactly.
Like,
So it's really, I feel that fundamentally, it's not whether people has the money to pay. It's just whether or not your product is worth it for people
Yeah.
to pay the price point.
Because it is really going to be more expensive than
For sure.
going to an OCR.
For sure.
So you spend that kind of money, you need to
You
get that
should be
kind of-
getting certain things back in return lah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we've covered a lot about this area, and
Yes.
through the analysis also you can understand, like, in terms of choosing a product, not necessarily everything that you any random unit that you select here will be great.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
necessarily any unit that you select here will be bad also. So overall, how we recommend this is also gonna be very important. So in terms of sellers, Christine, if a buyer comes to you and asks you like, oh, should I buy into this area? How would you recommend? What would your thought process be like?
You start first? This I just talk a lot.
I think generally it needs to, one, definitely fit your budget. Like personally, I like this area. So if it is possible for me, it's something that I will look at. But of course, if you will have to overstretch just because you like this area, you want to come in, then that's not great lah. But I do see a very big potential of people who wants and like this area wants to come in lah. It's a good opportunity, I feel.
Okay.
Silas, what about you?
For myself, fundamentally, I tell my buyers, whatever that you want to buy, firstly, understand whether you are buying for own stay or for investment. If, for example, you are buying for own stay, right, then just buy something that you like, that makes sense in terms of the price point. And most importantly, are you okay? I would like to ask this question. Are you okay if you buy the property at, for example, 2.5 million? 10 years later, when you want to sell, if you sell back at 2.5 million, are you okay with that or not? Because if you are okay with that, then there's an intrinsic value that you get to enjoy from the location, the amenities, the convenience, and all
Not
that.
about the earning money.
Yeah, it's not about the earning money at all. And if you are okay with that, then there are things that money cannot buy lah, but in this case, money can buy lah. So yeah, be very clear of like whether you are buying for pure investment, because based on data alone, pure investment, I really feel it doesn't make a lot of sense if you buy into this area. I feel that there are better growth areas to look at lah. But if you are buying for own stay, and you have always had this dream location that you know you want to be here, and then I think this is a golden opportunity lah, because for developer competing with each other, right, it just means better situation for consumer, rather than you go to a place where like one developer, one project there.
Monopoly.
He say what price, then you want, then you pay what price.
Yeah.
So if you're buying for stay, I think this makes sense. Investment, I might not recommend.
Okay. So for me personally, I typically actually don't encourage buyers to go into like core central region, central areas. Mainly because for me, my approach, usually a lot of my buyers are coming in from a price perspective also. They want a bit of growth. They are not like the luxury, I just
I got
splurge the
enough money to lose lah.
I
Don't
want to
be
buy
like
the
that, my-
4,000 square feet penthouse.
I lose money to
It's
my
small for me.
Yeah. So typically that area is not an area that I would advise a lot of buyers. Just somehow with how the environment is right now, with the competitive
Yep.
environment, a lot of developers coming in, and with the whole change in GFA harmonization that makes it more efficient also, And I know that in River Valley, there's a lot of developments that their floor plans are not great one. Yeah. So now we know that area is great. We know that typically the area has a price premium.
Yes.
Now it boils down to, in these developments, what is the pricing that you can go for? What is the pricing that the developers will actually release? Yeah. So there is a chance that the developers for Grand Zyon and even the River Valley Parcel B, they will be looking at the price performance and how the launches for Promenade Peak and River Green turn up.
Yes.
Yeah. So for me, I would think is, as a buyer, you go in, set a benchmark as what kind of pricing you will be able to accept. And what kind of pricing you think is too high. Yeah. So for someone who intrinsically likes the area, they don't mind losing money, for them that benchmark will definitely be higher.
Yeah.
Yeah. For those who really wants it for investment, your benchmark might be a bit lower. Yeah. So no good and bad, but this area definitely an area that we should be keeping an eye out for.
Yeah. And if you are looking to purchase, as to what Jason mentioned about like what price do we think that you should be entering at and can enter at, from a growth point of view, right? You can contact us and we'll let you know what price you can enter, what price you should walk away.
Yeah. Okay. Any final last thoughts from Christine, Silas? Or you all say a lot already?
Yeah, I think this is a long one. And actually today, generally we kind of dive a little bit deeper, but at the same time, could have
lot of
yeah,
more things.
Yeah, there's a lot more. But if we were to do all of that,
You sleep already.
Yeah, correct.
And then Silas the mouth.
2 hours. Yeah, so do contact us if you would like to know a lot more lah.
Yeah. So today's deep dive into River Valley Zyon area. If you are a buyer looking at a property to buy in the next few years, especially if you're new launch, looking at new launch, definitely this area is something that you should be looking at. Yeah. With that, thank you so much for today, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.